Okay. Okay. I forgot to take the okay. Welcome everyone. How are you all doing? Okay. And okay, let me get this straight. I forgot to take that off. Okay. I hope can you all hear me? Okay. Um okay. Okay, let me get this up here so I can see if y'all can hear me or not. Okay. Um okay, yep. Y'all can hear me. Okay. Hello everyone. Happy Saturday. And welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show. It is an honor to have each one of y'all here. Thank you all. And how's everyone today? Okay. Y'all notice now? I love StreamYard. They're doing wow, because I'm now on the right hand. If y'all can see it on your right hand side in the lower corner. Now I don't have to click on anything on the comments. It comes up there automatically now. From YouTube and from my profile page on Facebook and my poetry page on Facebook Okay, that shows up 3 places. So that is awesome. Thank you, StreamYard. Okay. Now I'm going to read Gary's poem, Money Has Spoiled. Okay. Money has spoiled everything but poetry. We all need truth. The value of our words is worth more than our money. We can't let our freedom of speech and personal feelings be destroyed and distorted by the influence of profit. The truth must be told about our past in order to use these truths to help guide the future of mankind on this earth. The end. And that was Gary A. Snyder's poem, Money Has Spoiled. And you can find it in this book, our book, Reflections of Our Inner Beings. Okay. Now, I would like to, okay, Okay, let me find it now. Gary's the song he sung Old Dogs and Children and Watermelon Wine. And I can't remember who wrote this, who sung it. But I always thought, the first time I ever heard this song, I heard it from Gary. I didn't hear it from the original musician, the original singer. I don't know who it was, the country music, and I can't remember. But then I heard the original sing it. Well, I always thought, in my opinion, I always told Gary this, that he sung it better than the original. I just can't remember. Maybe he'll say it in here. Okay, here it is.
Oh, it has to be a little louder on the singing?
Yeah.
A little louder on the singing.
You can hear you playing. Okay, you could, okay. Now, okay. Now.
All right, ready to go.
Okay.
I was sitting in Miami, pouring blended whiskey down, when this old gray black gentleman was cleaning out the lounge. There wasn't anyone around but this old man and me. The guy who tended the bar was watching Ironsides on TV. Uninvited, he sat down and opened up his mind on old dogs and children and watermelon wine.
As you, can you hear it? Can y'all hear it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Of watermelon wine, he asked. He told me all about it, though I didn't answer back. Ain't but three things in life that's worth a solitary dime. That's old dogs and children and watermelon wine. He said old women think about themselves when their menfolk aren't around, and friends are hard to find when they discover that you're down. He said I tried it all when I was young and in my natural prime. Now it's old dogs and children and watermelon wine. I had to catch a plane, whoops, he said, oh, whoa, I did it. I had to catch a plane up to Atlanta the next day. As I left my room, I saw him picking up my change. That night I dreamed in peaceful sleep, a shady summertime, of old dogs and children and watermelon wine. End song.
You can do that anytime you want.
I'm not used to hollering. I had to try to put out a little bit more voice there. I've been needing to do that anyway.
No, that's great. I saw it. That's just that. Like, you get this sitting around a campfire feel. It's great.
Yeah, there you go. So it don't matter. You get a bunch of other people hollering with you. You don't know hear your own self quite so much, but it's a lot of fun. So, but this song was actually a piano bar, sort of a quiet atmosphere type of a song, and it was done by Tom T. Hall, and he's really great.
Tom T.
I remember Tom T. Hall.
Yeah. Oh, that guy does so good. So anyway, it's pretty hard to try to do. For me, it was hard to try to do it with a little bit more voice. So anyway, we have fun trying. So
well, that's what it's all about. You're supposed to have fun with it.
Huh?
I said that's what it's all about. You're supposed to have fun with it.
You might as well have fun while we're here, and everything. But it's a great poetry site, and a a little song here and there is good to go with it, I think, because I like you guys doing music on there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, even old Don, I'm missing him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Huh?
So I'm not sure what's going on with there.
Yeah, I owe him one, kidding him. Okay, I reckon I might as well give it to Noreen here. And
okay.
It's real good to hear from you all.
Yeah, talk to you next week, Gary.
Okay.
Hey, bye.
Okay. And that was Gary A. Snyder singing Old Dogs and Sugar and Watermelon Wine. He said it was Tom T. Hall. And I apologize, Tom T. Hall, but I can't help it. But I feel like Gary sung it so good. I'm not going to apologize because I really feel like Gary sung it really great. And I know Tom T. Hall is a great singer. I'm not cutting him down. But I should feel like Gary, my Gary did really a great job. And he did awesome. Okay. Hello, Diggy, and welcome to the Potpourri Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. How are you doing? Hello, Paul. Welcome to the Potpourri Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, Bernadette. Welcome to the Potpourri Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. And how are you doing, Paul? And how are you doing, Bernadette? Okay. Now, oh, I did my homework. Like I told y'all, I wonder if anybody else wants to do it, but I did it. I did it today at the last minute, and I did. I invented a poetry form. So when we get to the poetry form, I'll tell you. I called it name try. Name try. I spelled it different. I spelled it NAMTRI. I left the E off. It just sounded better. I call it name tree. Name try or name tree. Okay. And I wrote a poem on it for it too. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to read from The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, Volume 1. And last week we started, I started reading, what happened? King Richard II. Now we're on, but scene 1, scene 3. Okay. The list at Coventry. Entered the Lord Marshal and the Duke of Almerol. Marshal. My Lord Almerol, is Harry Hereford armed? Almerol. Yeah, at all points, and longs to enter in. Marshal. The Duke of Norfolk, sprightfully and bold, stays but the summons of the prelate's trumpet. Almerol. Why, then, the champions are prepared and stay for nothing but his majesty's approach. The trumpet sound, and the king enters with his nobles, gaunt, bushy, Bagot, Green, and others. When they are set, enter Mowbray in arms, defendant with the herald. King Richard. Marshal, demand of yonder champion the cause of his arrival here in arms. Ask him his name and orderly proceed to swear him in the justice of his cause. Marshal. In God's name and the king's, say who thou art, and why thou comest thou nightly clad in arms? Against what man thou comest, and what thy quarrel? Speak truly on thy knighthood and thy oath, as to defend thee heaven in thy valor. Mowbray. My name is Thomas Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk, who hither came engaged by my oath, which God defend a knight should violate, both to defend my loyalty and truth to God, my king, and my succeeding issue, against the Duke of Hereford that appeals me, and by the grace of God and this mine arm, to prove him and defending of myself, a traitor to my God, my king, and me. And as I truly fight, defend me heaven. The trumpet sound, enter Bolingbroke, appellant, and armor with the herald. King Richard, Marshal, axe yonder knight in arms, both who he is and why he cometh hither, thus plated in habiliments of war, and formally, according to our law, depose him in the justice of his cause. Marshals, King Marshal. Okay. What is thy name, and wherefore comest thou hither? Before King Richard in his royal list, against whom comest thou, and where's thy quarrel? What's thy quarrel? Speak like a true knight, so defend thee heaven. Bolingbroke, Harry of Hereford, Lancaster, and Derby, am I, who ready have to do stand here to do here do stand in arms, to prove by God's grace in my body's valor, enlist on Thomas Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk, that he is a traitor, foul, and dangerous, to God of heaven, King Richard, and to me. And as I truly fight, defend me heaven. Marshal, on pain of death, no person be so bold or daring hardy as to touch a list, except the marshal and such of officers appointed to direct these fair designs. Bolingbroke, Lord Marshal, let me kiss my sovereign's hand, and bow my knee before his majesty. For Mowbray and myself are like two men that thou a long and weary pilgrimage. Then let us take a ceremonious leave and loving farewell of our several friends. Marshal, the appellant in all duty greets your highness, and craves to kiss your hand and take his leave. King Richard, we will descend and fold him in our arms. Cousin of Hereford, as thy cause is right, so be thy fortune in this royal fight. Farewell, my blood, which if today thou shed, lament we may, but not revenge thee dead. Bolingbroke, oh, let no noble eye profane a tear for me, if I be gored with Mowbray's spear, as confident as is a falcon's flight, against a bird do I with Mowbray fight. My loving lord, I take my leave of you, my noble cousin, Lord Almerel, not sick, although I have to do with death, but lusty, young, and surely drawing breath. Lo, as at English feast, so I regreet the daintiest last, to make the end most sweet. O thou, the earthly author of my blood, whose youthful spirit and me regenerate, doth with a twofold by vigor lift me up, to reach a victory above my head. Add proof unto mine armor with thy prayers, and with thy blessings steel my lance's point, that in it may enter Mowbray's wasken coat, and furbish new the name of John a Gaunt, even in the lusty behavior of his son, Gaunt. God in thy good cause make thee prosperous. Be swift like lightning in the execution, and let thy blows doubly redoubled fall like amazing thunder on the casque of thy adverse pernicious enemy. Rouse up thy youthful blood, be valiant and live. Bolingbroke, mine innocency, and Scott St. George to thrive. Mowbray, however God or fortune cast my lot, there lives or dies true to King Richard's throne, a loyal, just, and upright gentleman, never did captive with a freer heart, cast off his chains of bondage and embrace his golden, uncontrolled enfranchisement. Near, more than my dancing soul doth celebrate this feast of battle with mine adversary, most mighty liege, and my companion peers. Take from my mouth the wish of happy years, as gentle and as jocund as to jest. Go I to fight. Truth hath a quiet rest. King Richard, farewell, my lord. Securely I espy virtue with valor couched in thine eye. Order the trial, marshal, and begin. Marshal, Harry of Hereford, Lancaster, and Derby, receive thy lance, and God defend the right. Bolingbroke, strong as a tower in hope, I cry, Amen. Marshal, go bear this lance to Thomas, Duke of Norfolk. First heresy, Harry of Hereford, Lancaster, and Derby stands here for God, his sovereign, and himself, on pain to be found false and recreant, to prove the Duke of Norfolk, Thomas Mowbray, a traitor to his God, his king, and him, and dares him to set forward to the fight. Okay. Uh-oh. Second, second herald. Here standeth Thomas Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk, on pain to be found false and recreant, both to defend himself and to approve Henry of Hereford, Lancaster, and Derby, to God his sovereign, and to him disloyal, courageously and with a true free desire, attending but the signal to begin. Marshal, sound trumpets, and set forward combatants. A charge sounded. Stay, the king hath thrown his warder down. King Richard, let them lay by their helmets and their spears, and both return back to their chairs again. Withdraw with us, and let the trumpet sound, while we return these dukes what we decree. A long flourish. Draw near and list what with our counsel we have done, for that our kingdom's earth should not be soiled with that dear blood which it hath fostered, and for our eyes do hate the dire aspect of civil wounds ploughed up with neighbor's sword, and for we think the eagle-winged pride of sky aspiring and ambitious thoughts, with rival hating envy set on you, to wake our peace, wishing our country's cradle draw the sweet infant breath of gentle sleep, which so roused up with boisterous untuned drums, with harsh resounding trumpets dreadful bray, and grating shock of wrathful iron arms, might from our quiet confines bright fair peace, and make us wade even in our kindred's blood. Therefore we banish you, our territories, you cousin hereford, upon pain of life, till twice 5 summers have enriched our fields, shall not regret our fair dominions, but tread the stranger paths of banishment. Bolingbroke, your will be done. This must my comfort be. That sun that warmed you here shall shine on me, and those his golden beams to you here lent shall point on me and gild my banishment. King Richard, Norfolk, for thee remains a heavier doom, which I with some unwillingness pronounce. The sly, slow hour shall not terminate the dateless limit of thy dear exile, the hopeless word of never to return. Breathe I against thee upon pain of life. Mowbray, a heavy sentence, my most sovereign liege, and all unlooked for from your highness' mouth. A dear merit not so deep of name as to be cast aforth in the common air, have I deserved at your highness' hands the language I have learned these 40 years. My native English now I must forego, and now my tongue's use is to me no more than an unstringed viol or a harp, or like a cunning instrument cased up, or being open, put into his hands, that knows no touch to tune the harmony. Within my mouth you have ingelled my tongue, doubly portcullis with my teeth and lips, and dull on feeling, barren ignorance, is made my gaoler to attend on me. I am too old to fawn upon a nurse, too far in years to be a pupil now. What is thy sentence then, but speechless death, which robs my tongue from breathing native breath? King Richard, it loosed thee not to be compassionate after our sentence planning comes too late. Mowbray, then thus I turn me from my country's light to dwell in solemn shades of endless night. King Richard, return again, and take an oath with thee. Lay on our royal sword your bended hands. Swear by the duty that you owe to God. Our part therein we banish with yourselves, to keep the oath that we administer. You never shall, so help you truth and God, embrace each other's love and banishment, nor never look upon each other's face, nor never write, regreet, nor reconcile the touring tempest of your homebred hate, nor never by advised purpose meet, to plot, contrive, or complot any ill against us, our state, our subjects, or our land. Bolingbroke, I swear, Bolingbroke, I swear, Mowbray, and I to keep all this. Bolingbroke, Norfolk, so far as to mine an enemy. By this time had the king permitted us. One of our souls had wandered in the air, banished this frail sepulchre of our flesh, and now our flesh is banished from this land. Confess thy treasons ere thou fly the realm, since thou hast far to go. Bear not along the clogging burden of a guilty soul. Mowbray, no, Bolingbroke, if ever I were traitor, my name be blotted from the book of life, and I from heaven banished as from hence. But what thou art, God, thou and I do know, and all too soon I fear the king shall rue. Farewell, my liege, now no way can I stray, save back to England, all the world's my way. Exit. King Richard, uncle, even in the glasses of thine eyes, I see thy grieved heart, thy sad aspect, have from the number of his vanished years plucked for away to Bolingbroke. 6 frozen winters spent, return with welcome home from banishment. Bolingbroke, how long a time lies in one little word. 4 lagging winters and 4 wanton springs end in a word. Such is the breath of kings. Gaunt, I think my liege that in regard of me, he shortens 4 years of my son's exile, but little vintage shall I reap thereby, for ere the 6 years that he hath to spend can change their moons and bring their time short. My oil dried lamp, in time be wounded, light, shall be exempt with age and endless night. My inch of taper will be burnt and done, and blindfold death not let me see my son. Okay. 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 We have a comment. Soul Angel said hi, Noreen, and everyone else. Hello, Soul Angel, and welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. And Gloria said, have a nice day, ma'am. Okay. Hello, Gloria. Thank you very much. You have a nice day too. And welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show. And thank you. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. Okay. King Richard, thy son is banished upon good advice, whereto thy tongue a party verdict gave. Why, at our justice, seemest thou then to lour Gaunt, things sweet to taste prove in this digestion sour. You urge me as a judge, but I had rather you would have bid me argue like a father. Oh, had it been a stranger, not my child, to smooth his fruit, to smooth his fault, I should have been more mild. A partial slander sought I to avoid, and in the sentence my own life destroyed. Alas, I looked when some of you should say I was too strict to make mine own way. But you say me to my unwilling tongue, against my will to do myself this wrong. King Richard, cousin, farewell, and uncle, bid him so. 6 years we banish him, and he shall go. Flourish. Exit King Richard and train. Hourlet. Cousin, farewell. What presence must not know. From where you do remain, let paper show. Um, Marshal, my lord, no leave take I, for I will ride as far as land will let me, for by your side. Gaunt, oh, to what purpose dost thou hoard thy words, that thou return no greeting to thy friends? Bolingbroke, I have too few to take my leave of you, when the tongue's office should be prodigal to breathe the abandoned dolor of the heart. Gaunt, thy grief is but thy absence, but a time. Bolingbroke, joy absent, grief is present for that time. Gaunt, that is 6 winters, they are quickly gone. Bolingbroke, to men and joy, but grief makes 1 hour 10. Gaunt, call it a travel that thou takest for pleasure. Bolingbroke, my heart will sigh when I miscall it so, which finds it in forced pilgrimage. Gaunt, the sullen passage of the weary steps. Esteem as spoil wherein thou art to set the precious jewel of thy home return. Okay. You know what? I forgot. I forgot to. Soul Angel. How are you doing? I forgot to ask how you're doing. I apologize. And Soul Angel, how are you doing? And Gloria, and how are you doing? Okay. I apologize for not asking. Okay. Um, Bolingbroke. Bolingbroke. Nay, rather, every tedious stride I make will but remember me what a deal of world I wander from the jewels that I love. Must I not serve a long apprenticeship to foreign passages, and in the end, having my freedom, boast of nothing else, but that I was a journeyman to grief? Gaunt, all places that the eye of heaven visits are to a wise man ports in in happy heavens. Teach thy necessity to reason this. There is no virtue like necessity. Think not the king did banish thee, but thou the king will doth the heavier sit, where it perceiveth it is but vainly born. Go, say I sent thee forth to purchase honor, and not the king exiled thee. Or suppose devouring pestilence hangs in our air, and thou art flying to a fresher clime. Look what thy soul holds dear, imagine it, to lie that way thou goest, not whence thou comest. Suppose the singing birds, musicians, the grass wherein on thou treadest, the presence stretched. The flowers, fair ladies, in thy steps no more than a delightful measure or a dance. For gnarling sorrow hath less power to bite the man that mocks it at it and sets it light. Bolingbroke, oh, who can hold a fire in his hand by thinking on the frosty caucasus, or cloy the hungry edge of appetite by their imagination of a feast, or wallow naked in December snow by thinking on fantastic summer's heat? Oh no, the apprehension of the good gives but the greater feeling to the worse. Fell, fell sorrow's touch doth never rankle more than when he bless, when he bites, but lanceth not the sore. God, come, come, my son, I'll bring thee on thy way. Had I thy youth and cause, I would not say, Bolingbroke, then England's ground, farewell, sweet soil, adieu, my mother and my nurse, that dares me yet. Wherever I wander, boast of this I can, though banished yet, a true born Englishman. Exit. And that was the end of scene 3. Now scene 4. Okay. 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 Scene 4. The court. Enter. Enter the king with Daggett and Green at one door, and the Duke of Amerlet at another. King Richard. We did observe, cousin Amerlet, how far brought you hath High Hereford on his way. Amaro. I brought High Hereford, if you call him so, but to the next highway, and there I left him. King Richard, and say, what store of parting tears were shed? Amerlet. Faith, none for me, except the northeast wind, which then blew bitterly against our faces, awaked the sleeping room, and so by chance did grace our hollow parting with a tear. King Richard, what said our cousin when you parted with him? Amrel, farewell, and for my heart disdain, that my tongue should so profane the word that taught me to craft, to counterfeit oppression of such grief. That word seems buried in my sorrow's grave. Nary would the word farewell have lengthened hours and added years to his short banishment. He should have had a volume of farewells, but since it would not, he had none of me. Okay. King Richard, he he is our cousin, but 'tis doubt when time shall call him home from banishment, whether our kinsmen come to see his friends, ourself and Bushy, Daggett here and Green, observed his courtship to the common people, how he did seem to dive into their hearts with humble and familiar courtesy. What reverence he did throw away on slaves, wooing poor craftsmen with a craft of smiles and patient underbearing of his fortune, as 'twere to banish their effects with him. Off goes his bonnet to an oyster wench, a brace of draymen, had God speed him well, and had the tribute of his supple knee. With thanks, my countrymen, my loving friends, as were our England and reversion his, and he our subjects, next degree in hope. Green, well, he is gone, and with him go these thoughts. Now for the rebels which stand out in Ireland, expedient manage must be made, my liege, ere further leisure yield them further means for their advantage and your highness loss. King Richard, we will ourselves in person to this war, and for our coffers with too great a court and liberal larges are grown somewhat light, we are enforced to farm out our royal realm, the reverence whereof shall furnish us for our affairs in hand, if that comes short. Our substitutes at home shall have blank charters, whereto, when they shall know what men are rich, they shall subscribe them for large sums of gold, and send them after to supply our wants, for we will make for Ireland presently. Enter Bushy. Bushy, what news? Bushy, old John of Gaunt is grievous sick, my lord, suddenly taken, and have sent post haste to entreat your majesty to visit him. King Richard, where lies he? Bushy, at Ely House. King Richard, now put it, God, in the physician's mind to help him to his grave immediately. The lining of his coffers shall make coats to deck our soldiers for these Irish wars. Come, gentlemen, let's all go visit him. Pray God we may make haste and come too late. All, amen. Exit. And that was the end of Act 1. And then I'll read Act 2 next time. Okay. Um, After I read the Brownings, I will tell you um the invented poetic form that I invented. I mean, I got it. I said it wrong. I will tell you all the poetic form that I invented after I read the Brownings. I'm going to read from the Brownings, Letters and Poetries, edited by selected and edited by Christopher Ricks. Okay. The first poem is the major hymn 4 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Um, okay. And before the poem, it says here, he comprehended the dust of the earth in a major, and Isaiah XL or XI. Thou givest them tears to drink in a major. Psalm LXXX. Now the poem. God, God the Creator, with a postless hand of unoriginated power, hath weighted the dust of earth and tears of man in one measure, and by one weight. So saith his holy book. Shall we, then, who have issued from the dust, and there return, shall we who toil for dust, and wrap our winnings in this dusty life, say, no more tears, Lord God, the major runneth over. O holder of the balance, laughest thou? Nay, Lord, be gentler to our foolishness, for his sake, who assumed our dust and terms. I believe that the word occurs in no other part of the Hebrew scriptures. On these pathetic eyes, still moistened with our tears, and teach us, O our Father, while we weep, to look in patience upon earth and learn, waiting in that needs, in that meek gesture, till at last these tearful eyes be filled with the dry dust of death. The end. That was Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem called The Major Hymn 4. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to read Robert Browning's poem Sordella from Book the Fourth. And the poem is not all here either. They don't only put part of it here. Okay. From Book the Fourth. Let us scale this tall, huge, four-square line of red brick garden wall, bastioned within by trees of every sort on these sides. Slender, spreading, long and short, each grew as it contrived the popular ramp. The fig tree reared itself, the stark and cramped. Made fools of, like tamed lions, whence on the edge, running twixt trunk and trunk to smooth one ledge of shade, were shrubs inserted warp and woof, with smothered up that variance, scaled the roof of solid tops, and over the slope you slide down to a grassy space, level and wide. Here and there, dotted with a tree, but trees of rare leaf, each foreigner at ease, sit by itself, and in the center spreads, borne upon three on easy leopards' heads, a layer broad and shallow, one bright spurt of water bubbles in. The walls begirt with trees, leave off on either hand. Pursue your path along a wondrous avenue, those walls about on, but on heap of gleamy stone, which with the lows leering everywhere, gray grown from many a Moorish summers, how they wind out of the fissures, likelier to bind the building than those rusted cramps which drop already in the evening sunshine. Stop, you pleading shades above there, all the pride or else despair of this whole countryside. A range of statues swarming over with wasps. God, goddess, woman, man, the Greek rough rasp, in crumbling Naples marble, meant to look like those Messina marbles Compton took delight in, or Torello self-conveyed, to Mantua for its mistress, Adelaide. A certain font with caryatides, since cloistered at Goito, only these are up and doing, not abashed. A troop able to right themselves, who see you stoop, then arms, oh, the instant after you, unplucked by this or that, you pass, for they conduct to terrace raised on terrace, and between the creatures of a brighter mold and braver mien than any yet, the choices of the isle, no doubt. Here, left a sullen breathing while up gathered on himself the fighter stood for his last fight, and wiping treacherous blood out of the eyelids, just hold up beneath. Those shading fingers in their iron sheath steadied his strength amid the buzz and stir of the dusk hideous amphitheater at the announcement of his overmatch. To wind the day's diversion up, dispatched the pertinacious gale, while limbs one heat, the slave no breath in her round mouth watched leap, dart after dart forth, as her hero's cat flowed dizzily the solid of the war that coiled about his knees for pride in him. We reach the fatherless terrace, and the grim San Pedro Palace stops us. The end. And that was Robert Browning's poem. Part of it, they show up here from the book, book the fourth, from or Sordello. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's going to sound stupid or not, but I invented poetic form, and I don't know if it sounds stupid or anything. If it's not any good, please let me know. I called it Namtri, and I spell it capital Namtri, and it's 3 lines only. No restrictions on the syllable count or subjects. Rhyme is optional. If you want to rhyme or not, that's up to you. And the first line starts with your first name initial. And the second line starts with your middle name initial. And third line starts with your last name initial. And if you don't have a middle name, I know some people don't have a middle name. So if you don't have a middle name, well, on the second line, either use your first name or your last name again. Okay. And then you can do a double name tree, and it will be the end. Okay, what's your then you do a reverse on the last stanza. Okay, this is what I have. And let me know if it's okay or not, because I don't know. I should came up with it today. Okay. And this is what I haven't named it. It's on title so far. I haven't named it yet. Nature communicates with God, and just listen to the sounds of nature around you. The end. How's that sound? And is that poetic form I invented, is that stupid or is that okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I don't know. And has anyone else ever invented a poetic form? Okay. Okay. And I'm doing 2 poetic forms today, and the other one is called Rondelle Supreme. Rondelle Supreme is a French poetic form, and the guidelines are 14 line poem broken into 3 stanzas. First 2 stanzas have 4 lines, and the final stanzas have 6 lines. And the rhyme scheme is, and the capital letters are the refrain. Okay. Okay, the rhyme scheme is in the first stanza, capital A, capital B, B, and A. Second stanza, A, B, capital A, and capital B. And the third stanza, A, B, B, A, capital A, and capital B. No restrictions on syllables or subjects. Okay. And that was the end of that. And I found that on writersdigest.com. Okay. Okay. And the word for today, I thought that was very interesting. And the word I found today is Faucet. I found this on wordgenius.com. And Faucet is spelled Fossick. It is a bird. The origin is from Australia and New Zealand, mid 19th century. And definition is number 1, informal, rummage or search. And the second one is search for gold in abandoned workings. Okay. Okay. Example in a sentence. Alvin went to the flea market to Faucet for interesting trinkets. Okay. Did you know Faucet is a term that became popular with 19th century Aussies and Kiwis who picked over abandoned mining excavations to search for gold or gemstones. In Australia, fossicking is protected by a number of laws, which vary from state to state. For example, in Queensland, fossickers must obtain a license, but in New South Wales, there is no such requirement. Interestingly, searching for opal has its own specific term. Noodling. Noodling is Noodling, which is also a term for catfish fishing in the southern United States. Wow, that is very interesting because I had never heard that word either. Noodling, Noodling. So, very interesting. Okay, and I have found this on wordgenius.com, and the word is Fossick, Fossick. Okay, and I think that's a very interesting word. Because you would think, looking at it, Fossick, it would same as fossils, but it's not. So, and did anybody want to come on here? To come up here? To come in here and read your poetry or someone else's poetry, or talk about your projects, your books, or any events, or just want to come and chat with me? Okay, if y'all do, let me put the link up there. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Um, mm, Oh, okay. My cell phone wants to give me a problem. The letters won't. I can't put it in there because it won't let me. Because the keyboard ain't showing up. There it goes. Okay. Oh no. Wow. Okay, hold on, y'all. It went. The keyboard went away. Mm, Um. Okay. Um. Mm, oh. This phone's been acting up on me. Oh well. Oh. Oh. Mm, Sorry about that, you all. Okay, I'll just put it up here and okay. Mm, 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 okay. Mhm, okay. See what I got. Okay, see why. See, 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 oh, okay. Um, mm, okay. Um, okay. 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 Wow. What? Oh no. What do we? I got it now. I got it. It seemed like it took forever. Okay. And you all can either click on the link and it'll take you right where I'm at, or you can just copy and paste it and put on the address bar and it'll take you right where I'm at. If anybody wants to come on here, and any of you are welcome. Okay. And I do have another YouTube channel now, and it's called Noreen Snyder. Wait, Noreen Snyder's Project Reviews, and it's going to be about the products I buy. It's going to be about the books I read, and also my sister mentioned to me about the products I make. So I'm going to take her offer up on it. So I will do my products I make too, and put it up there on that channel too. Okay. And I'll be putting that up there. It's taking too long to put it up there, but I'll put it on my Facebook page after the show. Okay. And if anybody interested in the anthology, tomorrow's the last day. It's closing June 1st, 2025, and this is called, the anthology is called Changing the World, One Poem at a Time. You submit the following: one poem bio of 50 words or less and a picture of poet. I'll submit it to Inner Shroud Press Anthologies at gmail.com. Is INNERCHILDPRESSANTHOLOGIES at gmail.com. And this project is wholly underwritten by Inner Child Press International, building bridges of cultural understanding at innerchildpress.com. INNERCHILDPRESS.com. Okay. Okay. And that is William S. Peters Sr. He does it. Okay. And another one that AKA Bill. Another one that Bill does too. I am the Potpourri Pose on the it said, would you like to become a featured poet in the future? Now accepting submissions for December 2025. First submitted, first featured. Submit to yearofthepoet at gmail.com. YEAROFTHEPOET at gmail.com. 3 poems, picture of poet, a bio of 100 words or less. Okay. And this enterprise is wholly underwritten by Inner Child Press International, building bridges of cultural understanding at innerchildpress.com. INNERCHILDPRESS.com. Okay. Okay. And this week, okay, Bob, he's a poet, Bob is, and he should had surgery, and he made it, and please keep him in your prayers. Okay. And Honey Parker, and she's out back homeless again, and it's not of her doing. Please keep her on her prayers. And she's going toward the West Coast. I'm not sure where she's at right now. She wouldn't say, but she's going toward the West Coast. And you can help her, like you can invest in her bracelet she makes or a package. You can see it on her Facebook page. I mean on her Facebook profile. Okay, Honey Holly, HUNIIE, and then Holly, HOLLY. Or you can go on her coffee shop, coffee, and her coffee website is ko fi.com/HUNIIE. Okay. Okay. And Honey Holly has a show every Sunday and Wednesday night from 11 p.m. to midnight. It is right now. It is okay. It's all pre-recordings. Right now, there is no new show. They're all repeats. Okay, and you can find that on Outworld Fleet Radio on the station. OUTW.ONLINE/SHOWS/POETIC hyphen XPRESSIOND. Okay. And Gina Storm, her and Brother O and Nina Purple are the co-hosts of Voices Behind the Pen every Monday night at 9 p.m. on TalkShoe. app.talkshow.com/SHOW/POET hyphen RADIO hyphen STATION. And Gina Storm has something going on every day, every night of the week about it. Okay. And they have a show tomorrow on Clubhouse at 7:00. Okay. It's an app you have to download on your cell phone. Okay. And I haven't heard from Nala Alicia either at all. And but if you want to watch her, so I don't know when she's going to continue her shows. But if you want to watch any past show, you can go to podbean.com, PODBEAN.com. And then when you get to the front page of podbean.com, you'll see a search bar. All you have to do is put Speakeasy Cafe, SPEAKEASY, then Cafe, CAFE. Type that in, and it'll bring up her shows. Okay, that's what I did because, it would take too long for me to tell you all to tell you all how it was really a long one. So it's best to do it that way. If you want, you can hear all the shows starting from the very beginning. 2007, I think it was. Yep. And she'll keep in her prayers. I don't know how she's doing. I sent her a message on Messenger, but I haven't heard from her back. Okay. And okay. And on YouTube, Craig Kirkland, he has a YouTube channel called Great Amaziah. It's at capital GREAT, capital AMAZIYAH. And he has a show every Sunday night at 5 o'clock. And he also has his movies on there, short movies. And it's awesome. He has his poetry recordings and all the good. It's all good. It's an awesome site. So check it out on YouTube. Okay. And Tom Cartwright, he has a channel too on YouTube. It's at TOM. See, it's all small letters of his. TOM CARTWRIGHT. The number 4, number 3, number 7, number 5. And he's up there in Indiana, and he's in his 70s, and he talks about a lot of stuff, and I think he's on live about every night. So go check him out on YouTube. Okay. And Michael Anthony Ingram is the host and founder of Quintessential Poetry YouTube, and his on YouTube channel is at capital Q, capital P, underscore, capital YOU, capital TUBE. And the website is all small letters QLPORYT.com. It is awesome. He interviewed the poets, so check it out. And okay. And William S. Peter Sr., aka Bill, and his publishing company is INNErchildpress.com. INNErchildpress.com. And go check it out, because he also publishes poets' books, or it don't have to be all poetry either. It could be different kind of books. He does publishing, and his anthologies on there. You can order from there. You can also download the book that comes out every month, Year of the Poet. You can download them for free on there too. So, and you can find out what anthologies is coming up. And so check it out. And Bill also has his own channel, that his own website, that is only his and his books alone. It is IamJustBill.com. It's all small letters. IamJustBill.com. Go check it out. Check his poetry and his books. It is an awesome site. Okay. Naswanette A. Poetess. She has a magazine on YouTube. It's called Plot American Magazine. You can find it on YouTube at all small letters, P.JANERICANMAGAZINE, number 3, number 1, number 6, number 0. Okay. And the website of her magazine website is, okay, all small letter, PlotAmericanMagazine.wordpress.com. Is no dots this time. PLOTSJANERICANMAGAZINE.wordpress.com. CANNAGAZINE dot WORDPRESS.com. So go check it out. She has an awesome YouTube channel and an awesome her website of her magazine. It is awesome. You can learn a lot from her too. Okay. And Elizabeth Esquera Castillo has her website called Art Heals by Elizabeth at website.com. ARTHEALSBYELIZABETH WIXSITE.com. And her YouTube channel is at capital ELIZABETH capital CASTILLOPOETAUTHOR. Okay. It's an awesome YouTube channel, so go check her out. Okay. And Honey Holly has her own YouTube channel. It's called Honey's Expressions. And it's at her YouTube channel is called at capital NS capital HUNIIE. And the website title is Honey's Expressions. It's capital HUNIIE apostrophe D, then capital X PRESSIONZ. Okay. And okay. And Renee Cryer, aka Star Portraits. Okay. Star. Okay. TastefullySimple.com is TASTEFULLYSIMPLE.com / the symbol of question mark REF RENEECRYER number 6 number 1 number 5. Okay. And then HTTPS //DAYSPRING .SJB.I0. No, IO, not zero. No zero. IO. /3 number 3 E number 2 number 0 R and capital B. Okay. And our other one is HTTPS :// POETRESS number 5 BELLAGRACEGLOBAL.com. And then 3 she sells like Tastefully Simple. I love that her site. That's where she sells Tastefully Simple products. So I like their products. So go check all 3 of them out, all 3 sites out. Okay. And another one, okay, Michael Lee Johnson has his own YouTube channel, and go check him out. He is a phenomenal poet, amazing, and watch his videos of him reading his poetry. So this is awesome. Okay, you can find okay, his YouTube channel is at, okay, all small letters, at POETRYMANUSA. Okay. At Poetry Man USA. Okay. And then there's another channel I just started following, and it was called Generation Motivation. Her name is Jenny, I think it is. Her YouTube channel is about motivation and help her to grow, or have her grow her YouTube channel at capital J. Her YouTube channel is at capital J ENERATION, and then capital MOTIBATION. Okay, please check them out. And okay, okay. Anybody wants to come on here? And you are most welcome to. Okay. No download needed. So click on the link, and it'll take you right where I'm at. I don't know what happened with Gina and Doreen today. They didn't come on the show today. Maybe they will next week. I don't know. I haven't heard that. Okay, and but I will keep putting their pictures up there till they tell me not to. But so maybe they'll be here next week. And okay, and well, that'd be it. Then there's nobody coming on. Well, let me wait. Give you a few more minutes in case somebody wants to come on here. Okay. Well, never. And also, if you want to sing or play instrument, you can do that too. It don't have to be poetry. I hope y'all know that. Okay. And we still gonna have that 100,000 poets for the poetry club doing the 100,000 poets 100,000 poets for change. We will have it this year. I don't know if it's gonna be in September or October. I'll get with Maxwinette a poetess. She is my co-host. We've been co-hosting this together for the last 2 or 3 years, something like that. Okay. And okay. I like this idea of StreamYard. Put this automatic. Any comment that shows up on my right hand side of my dashboard automatically go in the on stage there. I don't have to click on anything. So it's a lot easier on me. I like it. So StreamYard always coming up with some stuff too. And I like it. I hope I can stay with StreamYard as long as I can. Okay. And okay. Okay. It don't look like anybody's gonna come on. So okay, well I will close it out. And I want okay, y'all don't forget, remember, live your dreams. You're never too old or too young to live your dreams or to learn something new or start something new. And God bless you all. I love you all, and so does God. And I hope you all have a good evening, good weekend, and a good week. And I will see you all next week. And I hope you all have a rest of your happy Saturday. Have a good one. Okay. And let me know what y'all think. I did the outro again and the intro. I'll keep the intro like I did today and the outro unless we have holidays or something, then I'll change it. But this is going to be the regular intro and outro now. Okay. And once I play the outro, I can't talk to nobody. That'll be it. Because once that's over, then that's the end. Okay. Thank you all for being here. And I sure appreciate each one of you all. And it's awesome to have everybody here tonight. Okay. Thank you all. This means a lot to me when you all show up and you all come. Or even if you can't make it during the live, even when you watch the what do you call it, replay. Even if you listen to the replay, I sure appreciate that too. Either way, thank you all. I love you all, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good night.